Oh, tips for listeners, my favorite segment. Yo, guys, between the two of you, we got like 40 years of experience, massive crowds, weddings, bars, nightclubs. What tips do you have for listeners? And
Trying to
think
get
we want
into
to
the
start with
DJing.
Legend. You passed the money last time. We're going to start with you. Tips for listeners.
That are trying to get into the game, or
Tips for listeners.
just tips for listeners? Okay, so if you're listening right now and you're trying to get into the game, then do your homework. I 100% say do your homework. Yeah, it's good to know these guys and good to have contacts. Contacts are a lot, especially getting started out. But do your homework first. Just don't, fake it till you make it, because then you get caught real quick and you don't last. At least in my opinion, we've all seen them come and go. Great DJs that could have been something, but they were just didn't know where they were coming from first. So that's why I say do homework always.
Now, when you say do your homework, do you mean practice? Do you mean go back and look at like kind of what came before you in the DJ realm or in the music realm?
Yeah. So say someone goes to your Corrupt show and says, "Man, that's exactly what I want to do." Yeah, they got to follow you. Listen to the music you're playing. Watch. Do their homework. Go home and practice what you watch those guys do. Even if it's like, yeah, you get frustrated at first because no one starts out perfect, well, except me. But what you got to do is, I'm kidding, guys. You guys are all negative.
I caught that. I caught that.
But I'm just saying, like, yeah, just do your homework. Go back, research the music that like, because you may start off with, like, okay, what's that? December Underground, AFI, perfect. I liked them whenever December Underground first came out. But then I was like, man, I went back to their old catalog and they got a lot of skate and BMX songs. And I was like, oh, that's hitting right there. But I like December Underground. But see, that's what I mean. It's like, go back and listen to, say, Corrupt set, and you hear a song by MK. Well, you don't realize MK's been out for a minute.
Uh-huh.
He's not just, all of a sudden, 2020's hot kid, man. So I just say do homework, practice, read, know your music inside and out. Even if you don't, at least listen to it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Do your homework. J Money, what tips you have for listeners?
If you're just starting out in the game, I'm going to continue with what Legend said. Practice, practice, practice. A dance floor is all about the women, and keep an eye on those bar sales.
He brought sales into it. Shot time.
I'm going to actually add a tips for listeners as well this week. Watch my video. I just put it out yesterday. It's going to go up on YouTube yesterday, so if you guys are watching this. But it's about DJs need great photos. I agree with these guys 100% that practice will make you a better DJ and will keep you the job. But in order to get the job in the first place, I think DJs need to have great photos. I go over tips for, how to hire a photographer, how to scout what kind of poses and locations you want, how to do everything with respect to having really nice photos for your brand and marketing, which J Money will tell you is very important. So make sure you check that out. And Corrupt, want to give you an opportunity to give a tip for listeners as well, since I gave one.
I think being someone that's starting out, you're probably younger. So humility, just understand that the way you come off is gonna affect your reputation in the industry you're trying to get into. Any stupid mistakes could easily, no matter how good of a DJ you are, or what kind of hustle you're doing, if you're not being a grown-up, being mature in the industry, respecting the people, your managers, your bar owners, your bartenders, other DJs, obviously. When I was young, I, for the most part, did things right, but there was also some times where I had to learn the hard way. And I think that I like that. I like that I did that, because then now I can tell you guys that I think it's really important. So just be humble, and if you know you're a good DJ, just be confident. It's different. Yeah, because I know a lot of young DJs right now that think they have it all figured out, and it's frustrating because
I like that you said that you took your knocks and you learned from them. That's all of us. We all, like, I know Jay did, I did, you know, and just because you come up with a big, larger than life name, don't live it. but yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's a definite, yeah. Be nice to other DJs, especially because all these can all become contacts and friends. And hey, can you fill in for me one night? You know what I mean? And then maybe someone will see you and go, yes, we want that kind of guy. So
I remember having to be the bridge between management and DJs sometimes. Oh, those were not fun conversations to have.
You're always so diplomatic about everything.
You always see both sides,
you know
man.
What? I try to be, because I don't want to sit there and go, I don't want to pull a DJ T, you're fired. Or Vince McMahon, you're fired.
I would also like to add one more thing to that, Mike, because I think not everyone is capable of doing this. A lot of people love to share their opinions on social media, whether it's on politics, the virus, you know, whether just anything. But there is a downside to that too, because a lot of people will judge you and maybe not even come to see you play based on your opinion on something that has nothing to do with DJing. That's just the world we live in now. It doesn't mean it's right. It's just the way it is. So, you know, if you're going to be posting your opinions, and they're negative opinions on all the kinds of stuff going on in the world today, just understand that you're putting yourself out there to be labeled a certain way. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have your opinions. You obviously have every right to every opinion you have. But once you put it out there, you're not going to please everyone, and it's just important.
I would say the same thing can go for bartenders and servers.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
You want people to come see you in this service industry business. If you're sitting out there putting all this negativity out there, why do I want to be around a negative person who may have a totally opposite opinion of what I have? Like-minded people tend to stay with like-minded people.
It's really hard for anyone, especially when they feel strongly about something. We're all very creative. We're artists. So not sharing your opinion when you see somebody that you see somebody make a dumb post, and you're just like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna reply. It's like, you know, that's just how it is for us. But that is something that I work on every day.
My grandmother used to sit there and say, sometimes, Jay, you got to sit there and bite your tongue till it bleeds. It's gonna hurt, but you just got to bite your tongue.
I feel like if we could phone in like someone, I'd want to like call Govin and be like, Govin, what do you think about this? Actually, I want to talk about this next week. I called it managing social media. Do you keep it real or keep it positive? And I think we have Atomic and JB on next week. So we'll talk more about that, because I think it deserves longer than, you know, the 2 to 3 minutes.
I'll be watching that.
Cool.
Me too.
Guys, where can people find you? What are your social media handles, since we kind of just went there?
Jay. DJ J Money. Facebook, Twitter, and everything else. I kept it all under that. You can even find that's DVDJ J Money. That works for Gmail, Yahoo, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. It works for it all.
The whole shebang bang.
On the gram, I'm hip. DJ JAY_legend LEGEND, or Facebook JL Smith JAYL_SMITH. Yeah, I'm spelling things out for him.
Nice.
Yeah, Twitter. Twitter's accessible. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Here we go.
I kid, man. Yeah, but I have had to that whole online presence. I've been just as guilty as some of those people by making comments or trolling or just being dumb whenever I know my role, and that's to make people either laugh or entertain.
Yeah, I got a
You
question.
do be posting some good memes, Legend.
Well, because
are you trolling Gonzo?
no. Dude,
I think you troll Gonzo.
Gonzo is one of my dearest friends. Of course I troll him.
But he's a Yankee fan, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
So he
No,
can't.
you'd think him and I would battle about that, but no, we just battle over memes or whatever else.
I love it.
Gonzarelli is one of the coolest cats in the world, though. So,
well, dude, we appreciate you guys coming on here. Obviously, one of my favorite things is reconnecting with DJs I haven't seen in a very long time. This podcast has allowed us to kind of bring the DJ community a little bit closer, and then maybe hopefully stay in touch more with everybody. So you guys we have so much respect for what you guys paved for us too. So
thank you,
man. I appreciate you guys, and I definitely want to come check out you guys, because all the young guys, like I was saying, I don't want to leave anybody out. You guys are definitely doing your thing, and you guys impress the hell out of me. Not that I'm the bar, but I'm just saying I love watching you guys play. Not just
thanks, man.
I like watching YouTube play, and then Magic and Duck as well.
Yeah, I loved watching those two play together. Never got old.
I don't know if I like watching them podcast, but I love watching them DJ.
Oh my gosh, it was so hard to do the podcast with them. They're just bickering. They're literally next to each other.
And then they'd be like,
look like bananas in pajamas arguing with them.
Oh, no, I love Magic Tape.
Magic Tape.
Gentlemen, do you have any topics you want to cover before I wrap this up?
Equality and love.
Equality and love. And on that note, if you're watching on YouTube, like the video if you want to see more podcast episodes, gear reviews, question and answer streams, subscribe, obviously, and then let us know in the comments what you want to see. Are we asking the right questions? Are we having the right guests? Do you like Corrupt's haircut? All those things, let us know in the comments, and I will respond to each and every one of those. Thank you so much for watching episode 18 of Columbus DJ Podcast with Legend and J Money. We are out. Peace.